Right, good morning, everybody.
Oh, we live?
Yes, we're live. Good morning, everybody.
Morning, Dave.
Oh.
Good morning.
Morning, everyone. Yes, totally ready. Completely ready, obviously. Yeah.
Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough.
Just playing with our mobile phones. That's what we're doing. Hello, everyone. It's the something of the something. It's June, isn't it? Yeah, it's Wednesday, the 17th of June. It's midday, and we are going to do some modelling and some paper bending, aren't we, James? No. Okay. Some plastic modelling. 1/5 of us are going to be doing some paper stuff. Yeah, we got Gary, and we got Steph, and we got James, and we got Keith. And they are all raring to go and ready to display their wares, I'm sure. Right, who should we start with? Let's start with Steph.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Right, completely caught unawares. Big news. Big news.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Got some paint.
Yeah.
And on my stream on Sunday, we were discussing this. And one of the guys on the stream used to be a painter and doper at St. Athan. And he painted all the tonkers, the jags and the bucks that went out in the rods that went out to the Gulf. And he said they painted them this pink. It was the old World War II desert pink that's used on the SAS Land Rover.
Yep.
Everything was painted this colour, but he said as time wore on, the pink faded. That's why the only people who've got the colour right is Vallejo 71400, but it was made for the World War II SAS landing.
Right.
So that's the proper colour.
Wow.
But what I'm going to do is do some tonal variations on it just to bring it down because it is very, very pink. So I've got to do that. I've just cut out the hole in the back for the black box. And I'm just making the hole in there. I've bent the door, which goes in there like so and doesn't fit, so I've got to trim that down a bit.
So the door was open in the photo?
Yeah. The door is open in the photo. You can see it there.
Yeah.
And you can see it better there.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
So
I expect they were quite quick to recover that, weren't they?
Well, as soon as it crash landed on the runway, you'd hope so.
Yeah.
That was where the little black box was kept, which is actually orange on a Tonka. I'm not sure about any other thing. So yeah, that's where I am at the moment.
Most of them are.
That's great.
So I'm just doing this box hole this morning, get that sorted.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I am at the moment.
Cool. Who we got next? We got James. Hey, James, you ready, folk?
Yeah.
Zoom.
Hello.
Airfix, sponsored by other manufacturers are available.
Indeed, and this is a 1-to-1 scale, obviously, and comes in a very big box. Anyway, paper models. Yes, paper model is here.
Yeah.
No progress whatsoever on it at the moment because I am trying to get these figures done and off my bench. So that's what I'm going to do today. But Friday, I hope to be with you, and Friday, I hope to complete
the
model.
So have you just stopped doing the paper model just to do other stuff, or because you want to stop doing the paper model?
No. I stopped because of what it is. I've got, as you can see, all this bit here. I've got all this here. This is all to do with figures and bits and pieces. So what I want to do is finish them so I can get them off the bench because they're driving me a bit loopy.
Right.
So I want to finish them, get them onto the diorama, and then I can move forward, basically.
Yep.
So that's the idea, yeah.
Cool. Which figures you got then?
Yeah, sorry. I've got Tamiya. It's all 148 figures, British infantry and American infantry at rest.
Right.
That was easy for me to say. And if I do... There's a tool for this, apparently. Not that I've got it, but there is a tool for it, apparently.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. So these are a couple that I believe... Why does that look like a big splodge on his arm? Oh, no. I had an accident yesterday and I didn't realise. God damn it. So, anyway, these are said figures.
Mm-hmm.
And ignore the orange splodge on his arm because that shouldn't be there. But obviously, I have got that one. I've got that one. I've got that one. I've got that one. I've got more and 6 over there. And yes, so I've got a lot going on.
Mm.
They are taking up room now. So
it's going to be very crowded diorama, isn't it?
Well, what you got to remember is there's 1, 2, 3 figures going into one of the vehicles. I've got 3, maybe 4 going into the landing craft, and then a couple walking around. So, yeah, it feels like a lot, but it's not really. And I won't use all of them. I'm just doing these ones, so I've got a choice of what I want. I can make.
Okay. Fantastic. Any vehicles on the go?
No, all the vehicles are now complete. Did I show you them? I can't remember.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, I think you put a picture of one up on the mess, didn't you? The truck with the tarp.
Yeah, I will grab said truck.
Grab the truck.
So said truck is here. It's all completed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks nice.
All finished. Oh, wheel fell off. Would you believe that? I obviously didn't glue that one. Although, God, there's an app for this, James.
There is. There you go.
Oh, teasing.
Every time. Yay. Oh.
Anyway, yes. So, the vehicle's done. They're all done. And I've got to do actually, which I've forgotten to do, is glue that wheel back on because I didn't know that was loose. The universal carrier that I did, which is set universal carrier. I know what's causing the jippy jab hole. It's that and that, isn't it? I've moved that out of the way. That should help focus the thing. So there you go. So that's the universal carrier.
Yep.
Oh, that's that, honestly. Anyway, these little skirts that I put on, they are in gloss, whereas the rest is in matte. So I've got to throw a little bit of matte over that, which that escaped me somehow. I don't know.
Oh, looks really nice. It's looks really busy in there, you know.
Yes, yes, it's a good little kit. And like I say, the diorama will have a selection of vehicles in which I can choose to put on there. So if I do take it anywhere, I don't have to have all of them on there. I can take them off, move some around, and that's sort of the gist. The idea is to. I sort of thinking of taking it to a couple of shows, and I probably will make it slightly different each time.
Yeah, shimmy them around a bit.
Yeah,
brilliant. Thank you, mate. Awesome, Gary. Are you there? And are you ready?
I'm here. Yes.
Hello, buddy.
But he's not ready.
I'm not ready though.
Oh, you're there, but you're not ready. All right.
No,
you go get ready. Get yourself prepared. Go and have a shave and a stretch.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you. All right. So there's Keith, Mr. Engineer. Keith, are you ready?
Yes, I've got my engineer shirt on again today.
Fantastic.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Well,
so we had our YouTube video put back on again after our complaint. They reinstated us pretty quickly. And it's just an automatic algorithm looking for names that could be construed as well, you know, don't say names, don't say anything, basically. and we'll be fine.
Don't say names, no.
Don't say names. Don't mention
Or
any.
groups.
Don't mention the war, certainly. Right.
Well,
Well,
I shall be watching some paint dry.
Oh, goody. Yeah, looks good.
That's right. I've just been out and sprayed this one in grey undercoat.
Yeah.
But I am actually waiting for the correct green to arrive, which is due to arrive sometime today.
Oh, brilliant. Did you order that from S&M stuff as normal?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So
Yep.
we have a T-3485
Yep.
Korean War, and that is just drying off nicely now, so it'll be handleable, and then I'll be able to do the additional paint.
What did you prime it with, Keith?
I am in. Pardon?
What did you prime it with, Keith?
I have Vallejo Grey
Okay.
surface primer.
Right.
I found I bought big bottles of their primer, the white. I've got a smaller bottle, but I've got a big bottle of the black as well.
Yeah.
They're quite mucky now. They've been used a lot, and I've added a chunk of thinner to them and a chunk of flow enhancer. And it seems to go on well. And I have the white as well.
Good. Because some people don't get on with that one, the Vallejo one, for some reason. I've never had a problem with it myself.
I have actually put in the top cup of my airbrush a filter.
Right.
I've put a little mesh filter from the you can buy them from suppliers of automotive paint, and they have a cardboard funnel with a filter in the bottom, and you pour your paint through it when you pour it into the airbrush, or your spray guns.
Oh, okay.
And what we found is we dismantle the cardboard piece, put the filter under the cup, and fit the cup, and that filters all the paint going to the airbrush. So if you've got any lumps in your paint, you don't get the blockages that you used to get.
Right. Right. Okay.
But the other thing is, now it's very difficult to see, that is I scratch-built a sword.
It's very, very difficult to see.
Because, yes, at our last do, my sword that came with my Viking got eaten by the carpet monster.
Right.
And I cannot find it.
No.
So I'm on the final runs with that gentleman. And then I have this gentleman to start with.
Oh, a new one.
A new one. And it's Mr. Robinson. It's Baldrick.
Oh, wow. You show us the camera really close. Right.
There we are.
Yeah, okay. Just make out. Yep. Awesome.
Yeah. And if I come across there, the detail is superb on him. So I will start preparing him today, and I have my wire ropes to paint, holding against the shirt. I have my wire ropes to paint for the T-34 as well. So
awesome.
I've painted one. I think I've worked out a method of doing it. So I've got some things to keep me busy, and I'll be doing some final assembly on the Viking as well.
Yeah.
And I suppose I'll be gently scratching my head and wondering when to dive headfirst into my stash of kits and work out which model to make next.
Good Lord, you're flying through them, mate.
Yes, I've just about filled the shelf in my cupboard in this room, which was a stack of kit boxes, but now it's a stack of kits. So,
well done. Well, it'd be good. I'm looking forward to seeing what it is that you decide to make next. How far away you are from finishing the Viking, then? Do you think?
The Viking, I'm rather hoping that I've got to finish the sword and some bits on the sword, but I think he'll be finished by the end of the day.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Cool.
I've managed to get him not too scary. I closed the eyes down a bit. I painted the eyes the other day, and of course I did the whites, and then I did the iris of the eyes. And then after I've done that, I then paint in and bring the eyes, make the eyes smaller, so that the iris goes in under the eyelids and things like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well done.
So you paint your eye and you encroach the flesh upon the eye.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you bring it down so you can see hardly any of the white.
Not an easy thing to do at all.
No, and I struggled with him. There was something about the curvature of the way they've moulded him. I found his eyes were extremely difficult to paint.
Oh dear.
I've had others where they've just come right and, you know, they're easy to paint, but he was quite hard to paint. But he's looking quite nice now. He's had some washes on him. So he's looking quite sort of grubby, you know, as you expect him to be a bit grubbier in that time.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They didn't have so many laundrettes.
Thanks, Keith. Cheers. That's great.
Okay.
How are you, Gary? You ready for your close-up?
Yeah.
Awesome. How are you? What are you doing?
I'm still working away on my modern day SES Jeep or Land Rover.
What did you have you done anything since we were last online?
Yeah, got one of the jumpies made. Put a wee bit of colour on the bottom of the boards. Got a few more bits and pieces here to finish off on painting, and hopefully within the next 2 or 3 days I'll have it finished.
Lovely.
Waiting for my next one to come.
Yeah. What weathering are you going to do on it?
Just very light. I'm not going to go too heavy. Some dark washes, a wee bit of pen washing here and there.
Yeah. What sort of wash are you going to use? Whose wash are you using?
I'm going to use MIG Desert Wash.
Yeah.
I really like the MIG stuff, the other paint sets. But I bought a couple of those solution boxes.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, they are fantastic. Even the book alone is worth the money. You know, just step-by-step stages.
Yeah, the books are like 15 quid or so, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're about £80 a piece, the solution boxes.
Yeah. But then you've got all the colours you need for that particular genre, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah. I've got one there for the American Army in World War II. I've one there for the whole King Tigers, Panthers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting now for my next one to come for modern day aircraft.
Yep.
I'm waiting for it to come now any day now through the post.
Sure, brilliant. Well done.
Thank you.
That's great. Any news from the Eli Centre when you're restarting?
Yeah, we're hoping to be up and going maybe within the second week of July, because we can meet up to 10 people now in one place.
Yeah.
Indoors. So we're hoping maybe middle of July.
Okay. That's great. That's really good. So is that does everyone have to wear face masks and things like that?
No, seemingly if you have the room ventilation, you know, with the windows and all open, you can stay in that one room for up to 2 hours and then go out for a wee while. Right.
Okay. So because here, I think I have to read up. I think you have to wear face masks if you're out in public. In England,
it's not over here. If you're using the buses and stuff, you have to wear your face masks.
Right.
But apart from that, it's not really over here at the moment.
Okay. All right then. I have to look up on online and see what exactly the regulations are.
Yeah.
For getting going. But yeah, definitely. Okay, that's great news. Yeah, keep me informed on that. And
I will indeed, Malcolm. Yeah. Everybody's looking forward to the reopen.
Oh God.
We're actually going to be having once a month a breakfast club as well. where we're just going to meet up and have a bit of breakfast, all the modelers together.
Lovely. Brilliant. Well, that'd be great. You have to take some photographs.
I will indeed.
All right, cool. Brilliant. Thanks, guys. Right, we've got plenty of chat. Steph, do you want to go through the
Well,
chat?
what about you, Malcolm?
Oh, me. Oh, yes.
Go through you first, and we'll go. Then I'll go through the chat.
Okay, let me do me then. So,
look, typical Malcolm. Me.
Yeah, talking about me. So I'm cutting paper shapes out to make things for the guns for the front of these bits. So there's these kind of shapes, and these kind of all go together, and they stack up to like this, which is I've got to wrap this up, and then that turns into a barrel, and then there's another piece that goes on around it, and it's all quite complicated. But that's basically what I'm doing at the moment. Is the front of this. I'm cutting these bits out, which has got the smallest tabs you ever did see. So that's perfectly in focus there. Look, see?
Is that because you're using an app for that?
Yeah, there is an app, but I have to open another screen on my computer, and I don't think I can.
Oh.
Well, I can, but I can't be bothered. So imagine something really tiny teeth. It's there. Okay. That's what I'm going to be doing. And I've also got some chocolate pretzels to eat. Look at that.
Oh, nice. I'm seriously jealous.
I can't believe you. Believe it. The pretzels.
Oh, you haven't got your own pretzels there?
They didn't arrive, unfortunately, in time.
Oh, here we go.
That's a shame.
I'll tell you what, it's great that you're
New toy.
It'll be very busy, I think.
Well, as I said, little and often, I think it'll be okay. and in perfectly the right concept, like someone complaining about their lack of pretzels. Where are we? Yeah, Steph. Chat.
Cool. I will go through the. I've just gone to clean my glasses, and I got prep and shit. Oh, there we go. So I can at least see what I'm talking about. Right, let's go to the top. Geordie says morning.
Hello,
Geordie.
Hello, Geordie.
So does some guy called Sky Fines. And some guy called Malcolm Childs.
Sky Fines.
Yeah. Oh, skiff fins. That's it. Sky fins. Geordie, Malcolm's asked Geordie if you can let us know if it pops up okay on YouTube.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it's all good.
Cool.
It's all good.
Morning, Thomas Charles. Apparently, it's not a World War II colour. It's late 60s that colour was created. Okay.
Oh.
The two things differ. It's not what Vallejo says, but okay. The story about how the pink was discovered. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. Rob Tonks says, hi all, just been for a walk around Fort Pembroke with Lucy, the boxer, before the rain. Cool. Okay, that's not got the whole one on there. Let me just go to the whole one. Two members of the SAS were on an expedition in the northern quarter of the Sahara with the Bedouin on a hush-hush job. This was in the 60s. The RAF had lost an aircraft in the Second World War and knew the guys were traversing the area. Numerous flights over the years could not confirm the position of the aircraft. Two blokes were asked to spend a day in the last known area, and they went and had a look. It took a while, but they found it, eventually marked it and dealt with the dead they could find, marked latitude and longitude, and carried on with the expedition. On return, they gave the RAF lat and long, and a overflight went to have a look. Lo and behold, they could not see it. What happened? The sand had removed the top layer of the primer, which was pink, which allowed the pink to come through and camouflage the aircraft. The two SAS guys, one was in charge of desert mobility and trialed the pink primer on the Land Rover. Voila, the Pink Panther was born. Oh, cool.
Well, there you go.
Nice, interesting story there. Geordie has said, for those of you who like a war story or interested in the Vietnam era, there is a great series of interviews with veterans from all sorts of roles. It's called Vietnam Voices by Billings Gazette on YouTube. Okay, cool. Might be worth a look.
Yeah.
So we'll now date on the comments.
What was the thing you were watching when I came online? Was that on YouTube as well?
Oh, what, Dark Skies?
Yeah, Dark Skies.
Yeah, that's on YouTube as well.
Cool.
And they've only got a couple up there, but it's an offshoot of something called Dark Docs,
Right.
which is quite interesting as well. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I like listening to them, and I like sitting there tittering away at some of them, which is really hilarious.
Oh, Flat Earthers.
No, I don't watch those because they just do my head in. I get really mad with them. They're just silly.
Silly ones.
Malcolm, Thomas has just dropped some pictures to you on PM with of the Thunder Child.
Okay. Do you want me to put them up on the screen?
That's what he usually wants. He's pretty slow at saying, "Can you put them up so people can see them, please?"
Yeah.
That button there, just next to the chocolate Pringles. That's the one.
Chocolate Pringles?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There's no
What?
such thing.
Have you not got the chocolate Pringles? Chocolate Pringles are lovely.
Got chocolate pretzels. Nom. Are they? They're actually quite a little bit like chocolate salty balls.
Right, hang on. I have to juggle all this stuff. Give me a sec. Yeah, bear with me. I've got my brain in gear. Oh, what have I done?
I don't know. What have you done?
Oh, I don't know. I've got since I got the new the webcam software, and then I've also got YouTube running, as well as Facebook and StreamYard, and the instructions for my Ed 2 and 9 up. It's just become a bit of a screen mess. Trying to keep everything. I know I've got two screens. You'd think I'd better have everything up at once, but no. It's like, I don't know, difficult. My little brain.
Sorry.
That's the sound of my brain trying to work.
I'm trying to get it started.
Yeah. Okay, so how do I look at that at the same time as that? Oh, come on. I don't know. Right, so it might be easier, Thomas, if you just put the pictures up on the Model's Mess, because I'm unable to show the pictures and share it and read what you wrote as well. So please put the pictures up as a thing on the mess, like a normal post, and then I'll be able to show it. Or send it to Steph. Steph can do it.
That was nicely done. I like that.
Did he slope his shoulders or what?
I literally, I'm unable to see the two things at once, so I don't know how I'm supposed to show the pictures and read what is written. No.
This is how I feel.
Whipped. Yeah, so Steph happy to do those sort of things. I've got way too much going on. But yeah, basically the pictures of the Thunderchild. But they're really good. Got some whole red on them already. Cool. Getting these little tiny tubes together are difficult. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 barrels, and that's for each side. But hey, it's a challenge, right?
All the fun modelling.
So when are you back to work then, James?
Well, funny enough, Tuesday was the end of my 9th week of being off. So in theory, I have got 3 more weeks to go.
Oh gosh.
However,
Right.
I'm waiting for a phone call to advise me as to whether that will be extended or not.
Oh.
Yeah, they're basically talking about those that are shielding. They may extend, or the advice will be to extend. So as soon as I know where I stand, I will contact my employer and say, "What do you want to do?"
Yeah.
Because what I have said to him is that basically I've heard through a friend of mine who is shielding and who has been told that they've got another 12 weeks.
Yeah.
But they are, I would say I'm not as serious as them, basically. So worst case scenario, I've got to be at home for another 12 weeks.
Right. Well, you're either shielding or you're not.
No, there are different types of shielding. There is extremely important you shield, and then there are the middle type of people that are shielding, which I come into, and then there are those that should really just take a little bit more precautions.
Right.
So it's a little complicated, but at the beginning it was extreme cases. But saying that, a few people I know that are extreme, didn't get a letter and weren't advised until quite late. So it's a bit of a mess. But that the main reason for that was that the government had said that they would send a letter out, or the NHS would send a letter out, and actually what it meant was your doctors had to send a letter out, or consultants. So there was a bit of confusion. So yeah, I'm just waiting to find out. I'll find out. Well, they're starting to talk about it in the press now. I've known for about 2 weeks that this is coming.
Yes.
Because of my sister's role. And they're starting to talk about it publicly now. So definitely this week I'll know.
Okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, isn't it? It's difficult not knowing.
It is, because I've said to my boss that if I go back to work, because what happened with me, obviously people went into shielding and I was like, do I, don't I? Do I, don't I? And I said to my boss that I would come to work until I got the letter, because I couldn't take the gamble that I would get the letter, take time off, and then suddenly realise I owe my employer loads of time. So I ended up, I was off sick, and then I went back to work for a week, and then I was off shielding. So, and I've told her that basically, if I don't get the letter by the time of the 12 weeks is finished, I'll be back to work, and if I get another letter, I just won't tell them.
Okay.
So, to which they've told me off and said I must tell them. I'm obligated under the employment law and blah blah. But I can't be doing fapping about.
Have you noticed how companies only use that when it's in their best interest?
Of course.
No, I got to be fair to my company. They've been really, really good. They've had no issues with me being off. They've been quite proactive. They've phoned me every day to make sure I'm okay, and if I need anything or any assistance or anything, and I've been paid, so I've got no worries with them at all. I know there are people out there that are getting quite a raw deal.
Yeah,
threatened with.
You've got a good manager, it seems so.
I'm lucky. I work for a train operating company, and they're so concerned with liabilities that if you sneeze in the wrong way, they pretty much will send you home to a point. So care. That's why I'm just fortunate.
Yeah.
But obviously the other thing to it is that they may have agreed something with the government for 12 weeks, but the next 12 weeks they won't have. So then that comments left might come into account, because obviously they may have had a little helping hand, shall we say, from the government for my wages.
Yeah.
But obviously the next lot they'll have to pay themselves, which they probably won't be that impressed with. So I don't know. We'll see. It's all very much. I'm hoping that this week we'll get to know what's going on, and then I either got a couple of weeks to get ready to go back to work, or I've got 14 more weeks off.
Blimey.
Well, see, this is the other thing as well. If they say I've got increased to another 12 weeks, is that from the day they tell me, or is that after the 12 weeks is finished?
It goes on from after it's added on. It runs consecutively, not concurrently.
Yeah, they seem to be a little bit unaware of whether that is the case or not from the people I've been speaking to. But, yeah, it doesn't matter either way. It'll be what it'll be. As frustrating as it is to be not going to work, which I know a lot of people will probably say, I don't think it's frustrating. It is, trust me. It really is. Your routine is completely annihilated.
Well, it depends if you enjoy your work or not, I guess.
I love my work and I love being at home, but it is quite amazing. When this first started, I said, oh, this is great. Then I had a bit of a downer and sort of said to my wife, one of the things I've said for a long time, I'm far away from it, but I've always said that I can't wait till I retire. I really can't. And I've had a bit of a taste of being sort of retired.
Yeah.
And I must say, I'm not sure I like it.
It requires a bit of management.
Yeah. Well, it's a little,
I think the thing with retirement is you need to have something else to do.
Yeah, you've got to have a plan, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the problem.
And what you've got to do. I did quite a bit at one point with the Mid-Hants Railway.
Yeah.
With their new volunteer introduction. And we had a lot of people who were approaching retirement and actually were looking for something to get involved in, because they realised you've been going out to work for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Or sometimes more. You can be... I was away from the house 10, 12 hours when I was working a normal day.
Yeah.
And sometimes longer. So when you suddenly stop working, then you have this thing of, well, what am I going to do? And if you have a hobby like model making, the model making comes in and that helps cover it, but you still need something to do. Yeah. And I didn't think I was planning to retire at 65. I thought I might carry on a bit longer.
Yeah.
But it actually got the work became a little bit toxic.
Yeah.
So I took the retirement early. So I actually left 2 years early.
Yeah.
And so I left work early. I was able to take early retirement by my other pensions.
Yeah.
And taking a part-time job in something I was really enjoying. And now I'm supposedly retired.
Huh.
And sometimes the wife says, well, when are you home? And life can become like that. But it is a case of you need something in your life that is going to give you something and some enjoyment in your life.
No, I agree.
And this was one of the things. I was near retirement, and Models for Heroes came and knocked on the Model Club door. So that worked quite well for me. No,
yeah, I think this is the thing, is because everything's so much up in the air. I mean, obviously, for the third and fourth week, I was sort of, I don't like this. This is not nice. But once you get your head around it, and you can start saying, right, okay, I know that I've got this period of time to do something. I can plan ahead. I can do a few projects. Being stuck in a house pretty much is difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. And that's part of the thing. So I've got lots of things I'd like to do, but I'm not quite sure whether I can finish it in the time that I've got. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's, for me, that's probably the biggest part, is that obviously I went through the stage of the first couple of weeks of don't need to get up, got nothing to do. And it was like a bit of a holiday. Then I suddenly realized that actually, no, I needed to have a purpose. Otherwise I was just going to frit the day away. And I'm one of these sort of people that gets quite stressed if I feel I haven't achieved anything in the day. And it can be
it's quite easy to just sit down and go, I've nothing to do now.
Yeah, that's right.
Or nothing I've got to do, because
that's totally it. And I am,
and I mean, I found this. I keep planning to do something.
Yeah, and that's it, Keith. You're absolutely right. I have to.
There's something else you can always do. Sit down in a chair and look comfy, and your wife will find you something to do.
Oh, that's true. Yes, true, very true. But it's like the other week. You know, I spent a week because the weather was nice. I spent the week sat in the garden reading a book. I haven't read a book in years. Not in years. And just the thought of getting up and going, do you know what? I think I'll sit in the garden and have a nice cup of tea and read a book today was really nice. I wouldn't want to do it every single day of the week, don't get me wrong, but I
normally do an hour's reading a night. I sit down at night and read for an hour.
Yeah.
But the other thing I do is I've got talking books on the telephone.
Yeah.
So if I'm travelling in the van now, I'm listening to a book as I drive along.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't get you so upset as listening to the news and the radio.
No. Well, of course, I think that was a big factor as well, because I was tuning into the daily update just to make sure I knew what was going on, and unfortunately, because of my wife working, I got very stressed with that, because obviously what was being said on the news and what the reality was in the home that my wife was working in did not match at all.
No.
So I very quickly realised that was a really bad move, just to not do that, because I was shouting at the television at times. But yeah, it's been an interesting period. I got to be honest. I got quite a few bits done. I've not wasted the time. But yeah, I'll be glad to go back to work. I will. And the other thing I really feel grateful for is the fact that at least I know I can go back to work, to a job. You know, some poor so-and-sos that aren't going to have that opportunity. So.
No, I'm lucky. I've got the home workshop, and I keep making bits and pieces, and I've got several people keep coming up and saying, "Oh, can you make this for me?" So
yeah,
it really does keep things alive and going.
Yeah.
I know I get very down when I can't work at all with my injuries, and it's no fun.
No.
There's sometimes I can't even get out of bed. I could be in bed for 8 to 9 weeks without moving, just seizing up. And that gets me down very quickly now, so it would.
I bet it does.
Oh, yes, it does.
The last time it took me 3 months to get out of bed.
What happened? Did you fart?
No.
Or did you shit the bed?
No, I didn't. No.
Now, somebody put Velcro on the pillow.
I wish I.
Yeah, but he's got no hair.
Hey.
Yeah. That's not fair.
Yeah, crossing the line now. Don't
Yeah.
go down the road. If you're follically challenged, it's not your fault.
No, I'm heading that way rapidly myself.
It saves going to the hairdressers.
Oh, it saves a fortune.
It does.
Funny enough, I had my first experience yesterday of do you know the term lockdown haircut? I was Skyping somebody, one of my friends from work, and we hadn't spoken to each other for quite some time. And we were mid conversation, and she suddenly went to me, "Oh my God, you've got hair!" So what do you mean? She said, "I didn't think you could grow it." I was like, "I've only got a bit of hair on each side of my head. That I've never seen you with that much hair." So that's all gone now. I'd obviously let myself go. Maybe chuckle. Right.
I'm back.
A bit of that.
Yep, welcome back.
We caught up with comments.
Yep. Unless there's been a couple more. Oh, there's been a couple more. Okay, that went to YouTube. Thomas, I've posted, so that's all up now. Rob Tong. Malcolm explained his weathering tech on the Ed 209. Will you get chocolate pretzels and play with your models? Voila, instant rust weathering.
Huh. Oh, I see. Yes, that's true.
I haven't missed anything above that, have I?
I've got my pretzel tweezers, so we're okay.
Yeah. So Thomas said he sent it to me. Yeah, I got it, done it. It's in the modeller's mess.
I was so worried for you then, Malcolm.
Yeah, you had concern.
I was concerned that you hadn't got your pretzel tweezers. I was worried how you were going to manage. Honest.
Yeah.
Geordie has said anything is annoying when it's legislated. You can't do it. Equally, things can be annoying if you are legislated to do it.
Mm.
Yep. Very true, mate. Very true.
Yep.
Rob Tonks posted progress on the mess of the 156 M3A1 with radio set by Rubicon. Plus now model shop is open. I have overpainted the Rubicon figures as I didn't like the paints I had used. So how's that come out then, Rob? Overpainting the figures. Thomas Charles, when I was at Brigade HQ, we had a PA that had been there for 40 years. She retired after 40 years hard work. 2 weeks into retirement, she dropped dead.
Yeah.
Very sad. Naomi said that it's a known phenomenon. Yeah, it is. A lot of people do, because all they do is live.
I've seen that happen a lot.
And when you take that away from them, they've got nothing to live for, and they just go spiral. That's why having a hobby is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I don't work anymore. With the amount of modelling I did, I just wondered how I found the time to go and work.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely loving this. I can do my modelling, I can do my degree, and I've still got a load of time on my hands. It's fantastic. It's great. I absolutely love it. Rob Tonks has said, I've only been on furlough for 2 weeks, but work relies on airlines, so it could be like this until end of October. If at all now.
Yeah.
Have a look at figures, no problem. Okay, Rob, we will do in a bit. Oh, but yeah, things will change.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I say, Mrs. Titty, you not.
Did you put the pictures that Thomas sent you up online, or does he put it up online?
I've put them up online as you asked me to.
Awesome.
which I've just said as you came back. But obviously, you whip me, you beat me, and you ignore me.
Try to. I do my very, very best.
If I had feelings, Malcolm, you could hurt me. Thank God I don't.
It's so needed to say to him, stop talking.
So here we go. Bit of a moment now. So here we go. Right. You see those teeth that I'm going to cut?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to score them. And then I'm going to bend them back.
Yep.
And those are then meant to then go on the inside of this ring here.
Uh-huh.
Right? These are immensely tiny, probably less than a mil. Probably, about half a mil deep. How in the hell am I gonna cut these out and score it and then bend it back?
Very, very carefully.
So this is what I've done so far, and I'm like, well, that'll do. And then that one's like, well, I kind of had a go. Crazy. I have a feeling that maybe it was made and then the scale was brought down or something, because that's insane. But I guess it doesn't really matter if I hit exactly on the teeth, does it? As long as it's got some sort of zigzags, be fine.
As long as it's outside.
Yeah, that's right. As long as it's kind of hidden, be fine. Moan.
Da-di-da-di-da. And all that.
Yeah. Paper straw, that's a good idea. Yes. Yeah, they're about that width. Look. Yeah. Very good idea. I think we've got any straws now. Kids are all grown out of straws.
Oh, no.
The straws that we do have probably are pink. Or with princesses on them or something. Okay. So you all right there, Gary?
Yeah.
You hiding behind the camera today?
Yes. Just in case I laugh.
Give Steph something to do.
Not wrong with laughing, Gary.
No. Got to laugh.
If you didn't laugh, you only bloody cry. We can't be dealing with blokes crying on this channel.
Not yet. No. Enough of that about trying to have fun on here, don't we? Oh, dinner break is over. My boss is very mean, so I need to get back. Mean, horrible, and really good looking.
That'll be his wife then.
Well, I think he works for himself, doesn't he? I think.
Does he? All right, okay.
So that's what it means. Oh. See you, mate. See you tonight, I guess. Right, let's go look at my methane jars. Yeah, thanks, Geordie. She hasn't got any, but good idea. Cool. It rained off yesterday, didn't it? Or did it anyway?
Yeah. If you watched my live stream from last night, the thunder and lightning was horrendous. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I had a puppy in here in a bed, and she was laid there, and she was fascinated by it.
Oh. Yeah, because you're quite scared, aren't they, the animals of thunder and lightning? And
Yeah,
that's the thing with dogs. Sometimes they're fascinated by it, and sometimes they're just petrified of it.
She's never been petrified of fireworks.
All right.
Which is quite a surprise.
That's probably the one thing I miss about my dog. Is that when the fireworks, when we just send her out in the garden, she used to love it.
Yeah, ours does.
Because she was deaf, she didn't hear any of it. She just walked around and looked at the lights.
Yeah, ours has got selective hearing.
Oh, yeah, my wife's like
that. I've just pretended to be deaf from day one.
Hey?
What?
Right. All right. So apparently, Tom's saying film industry starts work around September. Geordie Moss, has anybody applied for the military pension early? Not yet, but it's on my list of things to do. Paper straw from Thomas. Sea messenger milk.
Yep, seen that.
Okay. Dinner break is over. Edward Millership house nearby was struck and set fire to.
Oh gosh.
Oh, hi everyone. Hello, Edward. How are you? My dog's mother was petrified of fireworks, which made her daughter react. Since her mother passed, she no longer reacts. Cool.
Good to see you, Edward.
Yes, good to see you. Hope all is going well. Tell you what, it isn't half muggy up here today.
Yeah, this is very muggy. I don't like muggy. Right. Oh, what?
Got two desk fans in here, so that takes care of the mugginess.
Yeah. Well, you're sat right by a window, aren't you, mate?
Yeah.
Mumble, mumble, apple crumble.
Gramble, gramble. Jolly says he imagines the distance to a storm affects how a dog reacts. Probably true.
Yes.
Yeah. And Jolly says that he'd sent off an inquiry to Veterans UK today about his pension. Was he talking about?
Yeah. No, don't go to Veterans UK. Go to the pensions people in Glasgow. Give me a sec and I will go and get the address for you, Geordie.
Okay.
So, how have your wife been, James? Is she still working in that care home?
Yeah, she's gone back to work, and fortunately, fortunately, it sounds awful. The most of the horribleness, if you like, happened when she was on annual leave. So it wasn't too difficult for her, but they've finally got round to doing some testing. Basically, we went and I organised a test for her to get done outside of her work.
Yeah.
And then about 3 weeks later, they contacted the home and said that they wouldn't test him. But they came in and only did the residents. They didn't do any of the carers, which didn't really make a lot of sense, to be honest. But, so yeah, they did all that, and then they came back 3 weeks later and said we've got to do it all again, and we've got to do all the carers. So she's been tested again. They've got one or two clients that have got it. But they've got no signs whatsoever.
Yeah.
No symptoms.
Yeah.
So hopefully they've gone past the peak for worst case scenarios for them. So yeah, it's not too bad. But now that the main trouble has passed, so to speak, the boss is now trying to find ways of saving money.
Of course,
reducing people's hours, but making them work longer and harder within what they do. If that makes sense. So, for example, whereas before this, she could get a break, which she's entitled to by law, but at the moment, the way things are working is that she's not getting a break at all, and quite often doing 15, 20 minutes past the time she's meant to be there.
Yeah.
So, but in the meantime, the boss has managed to slice off half an hour of her pay out of her wages.
And they round it up, I guess, do they?
No. They basically they've taken, I think it's 15, 20 minutes. They've taken off everybody, and it's working out that she's actually working half an hour more for no money. So, yeah.
Well, that's kind of the deal, isn't it? I go to work and I get paid.
Yes.
If I don't get paid, then I got to go to work.
He's come a cropper because he's sort of now saying to people, "Oh, do you want to do overtime?" And they're all going, "Well, actually, no." And like, well, but I've taken time off it, yeah, but you're taking the mickey, and we don't want to do it. So
yeah,
so it's not actually saving him money. So yeah, that's the joy of employers.
Them poor people who do work on them care homes don't get enough money.
No, they don't.
No. My mother's in one there, and they're just getting tested today for COVID-19.
Yeah.
Right.
It's took them not long to get it sorted out over here. It's an absolute disgrace.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It has been very remarkable in the lack of action they've taken.
Yeah.
Precautions they've taken. And I'll be honest, it's really come down to management. If the management have been brave enough to say right at the beginning, no, we're locking down that bit, and being very strict about it, most of those homes haven't been affected too badly. But the ones that have gone, well, we've got to wait and see what happens, and I, I'm not. When I say that, I'm not blaming them. They've tried to do the best they can. Those that haven't locked down really quickly have just been absolutely mulling. And
most of the deaths over here have been in care homes.
Yeah. Well, I think this is part of the thing that's annoyed me so much with here is that I know for a fact in the home that my wife works in, how many people have passed away and how quickly that happened. And none of that was being reported, and no one was being, dare I say, honest about what was actually happening, and that's what made me so cross. And the lack of help assistance they've had.
It's scandalous, absolute scandalous.
It is, especially when you're talking about the amount of money it costs to put them,
Yeah,
to have people in those environments. It's
it's £800 a week to keep mummy in the home.
Yeah.
And for what? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Them poor carers definitely do not get enough money for what they've done.
Yeah. It's quite phenomenal, isn't it, really? I can't believe that. But yeah, it's been I think the problem is again, like everybody else, really, the information coming out about what to do and not to do and how to do it has been so very vague at times that they haven't really had a chance to get on top of stuff properly.
No.
And I feel really sorry for them because a lot of the time, like I say, they've done their best. They've tried everything they can. And when you send someone to hospital because of a fall or something like that, because that's what they have to do. They get treated, whatever, blah blah blah. They stay there the night and then come back the following day, but without being tested.
Yeah.
And I know of people that have been in hospital for over a week, sent back to the home without being tested, and they've passed away within a couple of days. And that's terrible because not only is that bad for that family, for that person, but then obviously they've infected everybody else in that home or in the contact they've had. And what a terrible thing to happen.
They were forgot about.
And all for not just COVID-19, is it like MRSA as well?
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of different things, lots of different bits that you would normally take for granted. They really did spend an awful lot of time of clearing the beds to make sure that they were ready for the pandemic. But they did it a little bit too quick and a little bit too, in my opinion, slapdash. But I'm not a doctor. What do I know? If I'm honest.
No, you're not a doctor, but we all get ill.
Just some of it, I think, was just, if I'm honest, to me, it's just a bit of common sense.
Correct. Wee bit of common sense. It goes a long way.
You've got an environment where people are coming in, and you know that the virus is there and it's transmittable, and one of those things. And that's more annoying than anything else. He's having to say, one of those things.
Yeah. I know Boris, didn't he say? He said he asks the general public to use their common sense. You can't ask the general public to use their common sense.
No.
I'm sorry. Most people don't have any at all.
I saw I saw a funny thing on the internet. It said Boris Johnson has asked the British public to use their common sense, and then next to that was a picture of the Daily Mail, or the Sun headline saying I'd stuck 9 cream eggs up my bum.
Oh, the cream straw, yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That's the same general public. Yeah. So there you go.
I don't think the young ones took it, as serious.
No.
I know over here it was scandalous. I know some of them over here now in Enniskillen. Absolutely ridiculous.
Just having parties and stuff.
It doesn't help when you give a message saying, basically, if you're the only chance you're vulnerable. If you're young, you're fine. Don't worry, it's not a problem. And then suddenly around and going, well, hang on, why aren't you doing what you're meant to do?
Yeah.
It's yeah. I'm trying desperately not to get on my soapbox.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I remember a lot of the reports were coming out saying that it doesn't affect children, and that from China they were saying that the young people weren't getting it, etc.
Yeah.
But when it did hit here, a lot of the doctors were saying they were surprised by the age of some of the patients coming in. They weren't in their over 50s.
No.
You know, young, healthy people were coming in with horrendous symptoms. And it took them by surprise. And what kind of kept us kind of a bit reassured in this household was that young children weren't affected so much.
Yeah.
Then we learned that wasn't the case exactly either.
No.
That was a bit worrying. But it seems to have affected different people different ways. Like you said, people have tested positive, but haven't got any symptoms at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which is why everyone should be very, very careful.
Yes, indeed.
Not queuing outside a shop would be good.
Hmm?
I seen there on Facebook last night a shop here in Enniskillen, B&M. They're on top of each other.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And I mean on top of each other.
Oh, blimey, sure it was a shop.
Yeah, it was a shop. That was the worst of it.
Yeah, it's quite funny, isn't it, when they say that most outlets can now open, etc., etc., and you've got like half a car park, which is a queue to go to. Jesus, really? You've only not been able to go to Mathland for 8 weeks, and all of a sudden, I knew there was something I forgot before the lockdown. I must get that bikini that I'm not going to use on the holiday I'm not going on.
Right.
Just going to read comments a sec. So,
Sorry.
So Edward put up the link to the house that caught fire in the lightning bolt hit near his house. Cool. Geordie says he phoned the Royal British Legion first, and the advice is that Veterans UK is the first point of contact, and it's on the government website. And he says, that's us saying yes. You saying cool, Geordie, I think. The attitude about care, Geordie says, is appalling. Within weeks of a mission, we as a family were asked to sign a do not resuscitate order before we had even come to terms with having to put her in there in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Jordan says the trouble with common sense is it isn't common.
Yeah, that's very true.
Never a true word said.
Uncommon sense.
Yep.
And yeah, Edward says too much vague information and it all came out too late. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. I don't. They were working on the information they were given. Hindsight's an amazing thing.
Oh,
when
yeah,
you're working on what you're given, the information, you react to the information you're given. And if that information isn't correct, you were working on what you had. It's all right once after the fact going, well, you should have done this and you should have done that.
I think what he means is the information that was given out to the public was quite vague. Because I know when all the lockdown hit, I think the first that kind of affected Models for Heroes was that Tesco's then closed their community rooms.
Oh,
so
yeah, tell me.
I was like, well, does that mean that we can't? What does that mean? Does that mean we can't? Well, obviously, Models for Heroes can't do their modelling sessions in Tesco's. Then, can you, Tesco's? Can you provide me a list of the places that you've closed? And none of them could, and that was 2 days before they then said, "Oh, yeah, we've closed all of them." But they didn't publicly announce it,
Yeah.
I think the main problem with it was an ongoing situation that was changing quite rapidly.
Yes, that's true.
And it's difficult to say today we'll do this and then go, oh no, actually we should have done that.
Mm.
And then the day after being in something, oh no, we should be doing something completely different. So it is difficult to know when to do these things, but I just find it. I mean, it's like I said to my doctors. I'd read the information online. I told my employer, "Oh yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to isolate for 12 weeks." 2 days later, the information online had changed, and I understand unofficially that the reason for that was that they decided they were going to send a letter out from the NHS to inform everybody, and then someone happened to say to those in charge, "You do realise a lot of people that fall into this particular category won't be going to hospital; they'll be being dealt with by their GP." And they suddenly went, yeah, no, that's not going to work, is it? But in the meantime, all the GP surgeries have been going, no, wait for your letter from the government. We're not doing anything to do with it. The letter they sent to the GPs to tell them to deal with it was vague. Well, not vague, ambiguous. Yeah, I can't say the word.
Ambiguous.
Yeah. So that created a lot of confusion as well. And then and like I say, they then realised that actually, if they did what they wanted to do, it would involve a great number of people. So they reduced the amount by reducing the category slightly, and then reinstating it. So it was a lot of one hand not knowing what the other hand's doing, which I guess is just the scenario that these things create. But speaking to my sister, who's been who's involved in local government, in a format that she gets to know a few bits and pieces before others. She's had days where she's literally got off the phone from someone going, right, okay, we know exactly what we're going to do, and then an hour later going, no, don't do that, because we've got to do it. And then an hour later going, no, don't do that, because we've got to do something completely different now. So, you know, it's almost impossible for them, really. But the positive is a lot of people took it quite well and have dealt with it and behaved in a really good way.
Yes.
So there is a lot of positives come out of it.
And the vast majority of people did.
Yeah.
And it's also proved to a lot of companies that people can work from home and they can be just as productive, if not more. It's what they've been saying all along.
Yeah.
People working from home are more productive than people who are at work, because you miss the chit chat and the banter and the work gossip and stuff like that, but you don't have that affecting you at home.
On the other side of that as well, you've got a lot of people that have resisted working from home because they don't want to.
Yeah.
Who've been forced into it and now gone, actually, do you know what? This is really good.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. Why didn't I do this before? And I can save this amount of money out of my wages every year.
Oh, God, yeah. Off Lisa's fuel bill was 70 quid a month driving backwards and forwards to Northampton to work.
Yeah.
Since lockdown, she's on her second tank. She's only just filled up the second time.
Also, the amount of time that she spent not driving.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Also, it's quite easy for people to say, sorry, it's 5 o'clock, I'm not working now. I finish at 5. And then you're already home. You know?
Yeah.
I finish at 5. And they say, can you just, no, sorry, 5 o'clock, bye. Click.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has had some positives. I mean, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now if it wasn't for COVID-19, would we?
Oh,
yeah. Well, we wouldn't be doing this, would we, Malcolm?
No, we wouldn't, would we?
I think it'd be honest to say that this was never on the radar, was it, Malcolm?
Nope.
Doing this, so.
Nope. It wasn't.
Oh, Edward, stop talking porn. He says Dr. John Campbell was warning about exactly what happened in March back in January. Okay, fine, fair enough, understandable. But then the government did work off scientific advice. And then he goes on to his porn bit. Sorry if I'm not making sense. I'm sitting here with a TENS machine on my back.
Oh.
Allegedly, it's his back. I had one of those.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I had one of those. Yeah, they are. I had one of those for my knee.
Yeah.
And the pain would disappear. There'd be no pain.
Yeah.
But then I take it off and I've got pain again.
Yeah.
So with that, it was okay while it was on, but there's no way I'm just going to wander around with a TENS machine on all the time. Because occasionally my leg would jiggle. It was quite funny.
Yeah, strong whiskey.
I don't drink. Because
I know. I'm just saying, like it would be if you had a strong whiskey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't drink because the tramadol, when mixed with alcohol, the pain disappears. And it's actually quite scary, the fact that I could end up getting up in the morning, having my tramadol, and having a couple of beers. Yeah, I've done that before, but no, that's the horrible rocky road to ruin.
Yep.
I tell you the other thing I've noticed as well during lockdown is just how often my neighbour cuts his blinking edge.
How often?
Oh God, it's every other day, and to be honest, quite often it's daily because he's doing the other side.
Yeah.
That must be the most hardest worked garden tool ever.
Glad you added garden to that.
Yes, I was quite careful in my.
He's the hardest working tool you know.
He must be bushed.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Got Gary, isn't it?
Yeah, walking down the road the other day, and my neighbour was leant against his lawnmower. And I says, "You all right, mate?" He went, "Yeah, I've just gone through a rough patch." Oh, why can't you have your phone on your face, Gary?
No.
We've lost him for 10 minutes.
Tell you what, do you know you were saying that those sound effects would work really well?
Yeah.
Yeah, back now will be a good one.
No, missed it. See, if it's not immediate, it's not going to work. See, also, I've got to unlock my bloody phone to do it. So hang on a minute, say that again. It's not going to work, is it?
I was walking down the road the other day and I stopped at my neighbour.
Can you give him a warning, Nick? You're going to say anything funny?
Yeah, give me a warning.
"You all right, mate?" He said, "No, I just gone through a rough patch." And what do they call that, Malcolm?
Rim shot. What it's called. Okay.
Oh.
Good hearing it.
Well, now we found the level.
Yeah, there we are. Hit it already. That's not bad actually. We're an hour and 20 minutes on. Edward says that when they say alcohol enhances the effects of medication, they're not sure if it is a warning or a benefit.
Yeah, I'm not taking the chance.
No. Nope.
Because the last thing I want to do is spend the rest of my life getting drunk every morning.
No, alcohol's a lot to answer for a lot of people.
Yep.
Well, done so good so far. We haven't mentioned anything that's controversial. We haven't done any no swearing, nothing like that. It's been good. Well done.
That's only because there's no room left on the naughty step.
Yeah, because Keith Satas is there.
Bad man Keith.
Yeah, the nicest man on Models for Heroes.
Yeah.
You naughty, naughty boy. He's a very naughty boy.
You can't come out to play.
It's always the quiet ones as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Generally, you do find that. I've got to be honest.
Well, you've only got to say one thing and then it's gone, isn't it?
Yep.
I'll be very honest with you. It makes a change. It's not me.
Well, I must admit, when I did see the comments about the fact that it had happened, I did assume it was you.
Yeah. Oh no, what's he done now?
Yeah, that when you said it had gone, that was just like, oh my god, what have I said now?
Yeah. No, I thought it was the fact that I'd put the photographs up of the Hornet and I'd used like a website that had flagged it or something. I don't know. But anyway, James, have you ever had that problem? You had your videos taken down for anything?
No.
Oh, bloody hell, really?
No.
You're meant to say yes all the time. Happens to us all.
My Halo, unfortunately, wouldn't allow that to happen.
Good Lord.
If your halo slips any further, James, it'll bloody strangle you.
I wouldn't say slip down. It's got to go up a little bit higher. But anyway.
Yeah, true with that.
I'll just grab me, get it. It's down by my ankle somewhere.
So, did you know that there are many, well, obviously swear words, but did you know there are other words that are flagged?
There are a lot of trigger words, yes.
And that there are a lot of, even the word flagged is a flagged word.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not aware of them all, but I am aware they exist. And
yeah, some weird ones. There's some weird ones.
I generally, yeah, I just generally are very good, so I just don't do things like that anyway, Malcolm. So I don't.
Sorry, I got a really bad cough.
I don't
Gosh,
check
it's
what words,
terrible that.
what words they would trigger. Yeah, which would create that issue. So.
So, did you know what it triggered it? Did you hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's quite an innocent way of talking about that trigger word. Obviously,
Yes.
you know, can happen to anyone. So beware.
Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it? Really, given the fact that if you are talking about a particular subject where that may come up a little bit,
Yeah.
Within in context.
Well, exactly. That's exactly right. That was my complaint. Was there's no context has not been taken into consideration at all. But their guidelines are they just take down anything that they think could possibly be construed as breaking their guidelines, and then they'll look at it afterwards.
Yeah, it's because they've got a computer doing that, and then a human being might look at it if someone appeals. So
yeah, common sense again.
Yes.
Plus it's we don't pay for YouTube. It's a private company.
No, it's absolutely
We're not entitled to use it.
No.
Oh, fun though. Good story. Good story. So, do you remember when? Do you remember when Keith got us kicked off YouTube? Oh, Keith. Yeah, Keith.
Poor Keith.
I've been kicked out of a wimpy bar.
Of a what? A wimpy?
Yeah. Yeah, we got banned.
I've got to be honest, Keith. The more I get to know you, the more I'm not surprised by you.
Wimpy. Oh my god.
It was the ship's purser that caused the trouble.
Go on, start. Once upon a time, I want to hear this story. I want to. Right, Keith, deep breath. Tell me this story about why you got kicked out of Wimpy.
Well, we docked in Southampton.
Go on, yeah.
And the ship went out of commission, so we'd been working on the ship during the day and gone out for our meal in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
And the ship's purser decided he was coming with us.
Yeah.
And being his normal self, he was obnoxious to the person serving us.
I see. Right.
Of course, we got all kicked out and back.
Gotcha. So it wasn't actually yourself; it's just the party that you were with.
It wasn't myself. It was a party I was with, but the gentleman in question got us banned.
Gosh. Oh, I don't know. It's the people you hang around with, isn't it?
Can't believe you've made him a director.
Yeah, I know. Interesting. Didn't tell me that before.
I tell you what, I think that should really be one of your questions you ask in the interview.
Yeah, I agree. Have you ever been?
Have you been banned from the Wimpy?
Yeah.
No. More to the case of, can you tell me where you've been banned from?
Yeah.
Yes, YouTube, Wimpy.
Yeah. You'll fit right in, you know.
Perfect. Excellent. Welcome aboard, son.
I can beat that.
Go on.
We were on detachment in Spain, and there was us and the pilots were in a bar drinking. And the next thing we know, this group of Spanish youths descends on the bar and starts abusing the officers. So we're sat back going, let's see how they deal with this. And these youths start to get really violent.
Yeah.
So they didn't realise that we were in there with them. They thought it was just the pilots on their own.
I see.
So then we just no more than stands up. And there's about 10 of us. And we're not exactly small guys. As in, I'm not talking about height-wise, I'm talking about width-wise. Yeah, because we're all humping and dumping bombs and crap and shit around the place all the time.
Yeah.
And we ended up in a fight.
Oh dear.
We didn't fight in the bar. We said to them, right, out you come, because we're not going to break this good gentleman's bar up, but we are going to break you. And they went, yeah, of course you are. And we did.
Oh.
And next thing we know, the police are there. And everybody gets nicked, including the officers.
Yeah.
And we were deported from Spain.
Oh, wow. That's something else.
And the only reason we didn't get our asses handed to us on a plate by court-martial or anything was because we stood up and defended the officers, and the officers were there with us. And we did the usual trick and put it down to high spirits.
Yeah, high spirits.
Yeah. Well, there's actually lots of spirits.
I'm going to say, why do they put the spirits so high?
Hang on. Hang on.
No, it's gone now. It's really
No. What was that, James? What was that, James?
That I'm really wonderful.
I locked my phone and everything.
Right. That one's done. Right. back in the moment.
All right. How are you getting on then, Keith? What are you working on?
Well, I've got my.
How to get back into Wimpy?
It's almost impossible to see them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I couldn't really tell what you were doing. Like an invisible.
Yeah, no, I've just my steel cables have dried.
Yeah.
My gentleman is now complete with sword.
Right. Yep. Yep.
And I have mounted my next man on his pole, ready to work on him. I'm going to have to take him outside and spray him next.
Right. Yep.
So I should give him a coat of white undercoat and then start working from there.
Just take some nice close
But I've
photographs.
deburred him. Yes, I'll put a photograph on later of the Viking.
Yeah. I think Tony Robinson
I'm
knows
reaching a
this.
bit of an impasse with the tank at the moment because I don't want to handle the tank. I think my paint may have been delivered, but I will have to go and check up and see how much trouble I'm in.
Ow, you'll be no trouble. Just say I haven't got that.
Well, I ordered extras along with the paint, so.
Well, you just say that's very kind of them.
Malcolm, how long have you been married?
I've been married for many years.
And you still haven't realised that you're never out of the ship.
Well, it depends who you're married to, doesn't it?
It's just the depth that varies.
It's the depth.
Depth of shit, yes. Yeah.
I tell you, there was a way of recovering the fact that you couldn't actually say how many years you've been married.
I've been married many years.
You got your headphones on?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right then.
I've now. No, she's out. Actually, she's gone for a walk. So.
Okay. She'll be watching it on her phone as she's walking.
Yeah, she'll be right back. Yeah. I've been married 17 years. I just have to put my mind to it.
Did you just look that up, Malcolm?
No, I just looked to the right just to think.
No, he was reminded by somebody.
Yeah, I had to go on Facebook. Check it.
She's got a message. I think you'll find it 17 years, Malcolm.
Yeah, 17 years. And if you want to be married at 18, I suggest you remember.
Well, I've managed to remain married for over 40 years now.
That's very good.
God, you'd get less for murder.
Isn't that amazing how a lot of people...
Yes, but the meals are better here.
Yeah.
When someone says that, isn't it amazing how so many people react in a way that it's like, well, I don't know, do I say well done or do I like commiserate? I'm not sure.
Congratulations. Yeah. Are you happily married?
Oh, yeah.
Have you been happily married for 18 years?
And you're happy about that?
Yeah. I will ask the wife and see if I'm happily married.
Well, she'll say she's happily married. Happily married.
I always remind my wife just how much she would have missed out if she'd been it being someone else.
Does that make her cry every day?
I say no, it just normally makes her fade away into some sort of a dream world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me think about that for a minute, James.
Could have married him. Could have married him.
All right, how many of you got your tongues out?
Not me.
No.
It's a nightmare.
My good lady snuck off to bed.
Have a nap.
Yeah. She's been up since 4, bless her. She's discovered that if she gets up early, at about 7 o'clock, phones her mum in Russia.
Yeah.
On Skype, and sits in the garden and talks to her on Skype. All the neighbours shut their windows.
Yeah.
Bit rude, but there
The
you go.
same one that cuts his hedge.
No, unfortunately not. It doesn't travel that far.
Oh, her mum, you mean?
Yeah, she phones her mum in Russia.
Gotcha.
And the neighbours here next to us, they all shut their windows. The one with the hedge is just down the road a little bit.
Oh, I see. I was imagining the guy in the hedge was like, yeah, well, if he can keep me up with his Russian, I'm going to cut my bloody hedge. Get him back.
Pinky flesh. And it's that one. Yeah, don't know. So, let's see. That one.
Let's try that.
Oh, here we go. how not to paint a figure. Goodness sake.
Not like it.
No, it's kicking me. Right, if I put it. I think what it might be is impatience more than anything else.
Yeah.
Doing a face on a figure and you get a lighter tone on the skin, and it just looks too stark. You keep forgetting you have to allow it a little bit of time to dry, and it doesn't look so bad.
I wouldn't bother doing eyeballs or anything at that scale.
I have been.
Hmm.
I'm not saying I've been very good at it, but I have been.
Right.
I've become quite proficient at doing scary eyes.
Yeah. We've seen that meme about the space marine.
No.
Oh, what's it called? Oh. I'm concentrating at the moment. It's something to do with Warhammer Space Marine eyes being painted badly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's one particular one that someone put up. It looks quite amusing. It's quite shocked. It looks quite upset.
Yeah, I can honestly say that a lot of the eyes that I've managed to achieve look a little bit like Morph.
Morph?
Yeah, you remember Morph, the plasticine?
I do, yeah. I don't remember his eyes.
You do not? His eyes were quite bold.
Oh, just two round dots?
Pretty much.
Ah, like a frog. I have to find it now. This is a nightmare. This gun thing. The paper's all the hole is just too small.
Yeah.
And this is pulled away. This outer part of this is too small, so you can see the tab there.
Yeah.
So that's too small for this whole piece. This hole is supposed to put the gun through it. If I put the gun through it, it's starting to pull the paper apart.
Yeah.
And it's already destroyed the paper underneath. So how is that? Please do not swear. Unless you're doing paper models, and it's okay.
And the other thing I'm not quite understanding why it's doing it or how it's doing it is that it's obviously quite warm in the room today. So I'm having a bit of dry paint on the end of brush. So obviously I'm thinking to myself, okay, so that the paint is drying quickly, that's okay. But yet when you put a second layer of paint on the actual figure, it takes away the first layer. Well, how does that work? It's meant to be dry. It's right. It looks fine. As long as you squint through one eye, it looks great.
There you go.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
Well, no, I don't think it is, but yeah, I know what you mean. Even on the cross, I don't think you pulled a face like that.
Yes. There's lots of them like this. like I show that picture up and it'll say Space Marines but spelt wrong. You know, like a herpy derp thing.
Yeah.
Make me chuckle.
I have had the occasion where someone has sent me a picture similar to that and gone, "What do you think?"
Finger paints.
Right. Are you looking for constructive criticism?
There you go, another one. That's quite a famous one.
Oh wow!
Oh, I think I could do a wee bit better.
It's brilliant, though, isn't it? He's got eyebrows on and everything. But yeah, I think he's been hit by a flamethrower, perhaps. Oh dear. No, we've all done it. We've all done it like that.
And some of us are still doing it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is whether you get disheartened and stop, or you carry on and try and work out how to do it.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Only one way to do it, and that's to carry on trying your best.
Yep.
And eventually, one day,
you'll
realise to stop.
One day, you'll give up.
It's a hard thing to do, is faces.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Really hard. Well, when Dave was on, he was saying that with the faces, the theory is because we all know what a face looks like, it has to be perfect for us to recognize it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, as I was saying only last night, what people forget is that the scale model is only a representation of whatever the subject is.
Yep.
So you should never really get that too hung up on it.
That's not what my dad would say.
Well, no, there's a lot of modelers that will disagree with that statement as well, I can tell you. But
my dad would say a scale model should be a historic replica.
Yes,
okay. But I think we would have a bit of a discussion over that.
If that's the case, though, my argument would be, fine, if that's what you want, buy a dinky toy that's done.
Yeah.
Because that a dinky toy or a metal casting should be as accurate as you can possibly make it.
Yeah, but the thing with my father is he was always trying to make a railway layout of a place that exists. Ironically, he never did actually get around to building it. I mean, he may do when he retires. But he was always trying to recreate this layout of an actual place.
Yeah.
So I understand if it's going to be in a museum.
Oh yeah.
You've got to try and be as accurate as possible.
Oh yeah. No,
if it's a hobby. No.
This is it. The discussion we were having last night. A couple of people I was saying that's one of the reasons why I do dioramas. Is because I tend 99% of the time not to have a picture to go by. It's all imagination. I tend to try and pick a subject in which it didn't necessarily happen, or it could have. You don't know. Who knows? And that way you've got a little bit more of the artist. What's the word? Artist
license.
Yeah, a bit of artist license to do what you want, sort of thing. And that's how I see it. Obviously, the bigger the scale you get, then okay, maybe that's the point where you have to start being a little bit more picky and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm a great believer in just whatever you're doing is a representation. It doesn't have to be accurate.
No.
But if that's the sort of modelling you like to do, then I can't say I would tell you not to, because that's what you like. That's what gives you the thrill. It's like Steph with what he's doing now. He's tied into making sure that he's as close to the subjects as possible, because he's going by a picture. An event that happened. So
yeah. The only thing that I'm having ever so slightly different is the slats and flaps are down on the original. And I looked at a set of slats and flaps for this, and I'm like, no, not paying that much. And sitting here and cutting the wings about and with plastic card and stuff, no, it's just going to take too long.
Yeah.
So if that's all people can bitch about, then.
But yeah, again, with that, Steph, realistically, the only people that are going to notice that are people that know the subject inside out, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, true.
The average person who look at the picture, look at what you've done, and go, "Wow, that's as close as you can get it." It'll only be the person who served or is an enthusiast of the subject will go, no, that's wrong. That's where your rivet counters come in.
Yeah.
Where they start going, well, no, there was 14 rivets on that, and there's only 12, and yeah, that's not my cup of tea.
Mine neither, mate.
It's always difficult because you have people who know the subject,
Yeah,
in the hobby, obviously, and they want to help.
Yeah,
they want to say, "Oh, I just noticed that the flaps are not down." Because it's kind of obvious for them.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say they were doing it out of like, haha, found something wrong. More than, I mean, I'm sure there are people like that, but obviously, might be a bit late. Especially if you say, "Oh, I was there,"
Yeah. Well, when James and I were at Shuttleworth, a guy had built Echo Alpha, one of the jets I used to work on 15 Squadron. He'd done it in Desert Covers. That's Mig Eater, you'll know it as. And I saw it, and I walked up there and says, "Can I ask who built this?" And they all went with the attitude of, "Oh God, we've got a bloody rivet counter," that sort of giggle. And they all pointed at the guy who built it. And I said, "I just want to say you've made a cracking effort of that, mate. I used to work on that aircraft, and it is bang on. Nice job, mate. Well done." And you could see the look of relief on the poor guy's face.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were a couple of things, but I didn't tell him. A couple of things I saw that he hadn't, because he'd got everything on there. RBFs as well, removed before flight flags and stuff like that. The one thing he'd missed was noddy caps on the winders. It's the only thing he hadn't done, but I didn't want to say anything. And it was a really, really good model. Really impressive. And the only reason I'm saying that is in case he's watching.
Yeah. Gonna get letters.
Yeah. Why didn't you say my model so badly?
It's a delicate thing. It gets very personal.
Yeah.
But it's a strange thing, because when I go and look at models at shows and bits and pieces, or even online to a degree, but so much of what we do is open to interpretation.
Yeah.
And people seem to forget that. you know, because your interpretation of a Tonka and mine would be vastly different.
Yeah.
So that's sort of my argument with scale models, is that, you know, when you look at it, you're not looking at it from is it identical to the, you know, is it a good replica? Is it, you know, you're just looking at it as does it please your eye? Does it make you feel that you know the subject in which you're looking at? But a lot of people tend to forget that.
Yeah.
I've always suggested it's a bit like a painting.
Yeah.
When you make a model, it's a painting in 3D, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's your representation of what you've seen.
Yeah. That's it in a nutshell. And there's a lot of,
and you know, everybody does it with a different style of brush.
Yeah.
I might have to shoot off in a minute, guys.
Okay,
mate. What time is it, by the way, Keith? Malcolm?
2 o'clock.
Oh wow, really?
Well, I think so. Hang on.
Yeah, it's 2 o'clock.
Just gone 2.
I'm not going to make it back this evening, Malcolm, but I'll see you on Friday.
Cool. Steph, you going to carry on?
Yeah, I'll carry on for a bit. It won't be much longer.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Yeah, you too, Malcolm. Thanks so much.
See you later. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Well, there you go. It's taken me 2 hours to do one figure. Only 24 more to go.
That's a lot.
I'm lying. It's not 24. Much more like 30. No, I'm joking. I've only actually got about 5 or 6 more to do.
You'll find out, Gary, he's a masochist.
I wonder where you were going with that, but fair enough. I'll take that. Can I live with that? I think that's okay. That's done. Right, that one isn't done. That one's got to go over there. Right, let's have a little look, see where we're at. He's actually done as well. This is the best bit when you go through them. You go, oh no, I've done that one. Oh, that one's finished as well. Oh, look at that. That's done. Oh my God. Not only is he boss-eyed, but he's very ugly. And the figure's terrible as well. That's not finished, unfortunately. He's not really finished either. He is nowhere close. Good. Okay. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave that one because I always like to have one person that looks really, really bad. No, that's fine. Okay. Well, I've actually only got 6 more to do.
Cool.
Oh no, 7 more to do. I'm officially halfway through.
Are you painting them individually, not as a block?
I'm doing parts of them as blocks.
Yeah.
what I tend to do is what I used to do is I used to do the faces first and all the rest of it. And what I tend to do now is I tend to start from the boots up, really, and see how we go. But yeah.
Right. Well, I think I'm
now going to
stop now and go and get my lunch.
Okay, Keith.
Okay.
Take care.
I will see you gentlemen on Friday.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah. And I think Gary's going to have to paint some bigger oil spots under his Land Rover.
Yeah.
It's either that or it's run short of oil.
Yeah.
That's all right. Okay, we'll see you on Friday.
Okay, Keith.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Yeah. Cheers. Bye.
Right, let's go through a few comments if there are any. Potential diorama incident at Aberdeen Airport. Okay. One jet lodged under another engine. Oh, good Lord.
Nice.
Yeah. Ironically, architects built scale models of planned developments and buildings. That's from Geordie. Edwards, even historically correct film set creators don't get all the details right either. No, they don't.
No.
Geordie says, bye, Mel. Time flies when you're having fun. Bye. See you later, Edward. Take care.
See you later, Edward.
We've still got 4 guys watching. So if you want to ask any questions or get involved or let us know what's on your bench, give us a shout.
Right. Where to go next?
Did you ever work on the Puma staff?
No, I didn't, mate. I was Tornadoes, GR1s and F3s.
Right.
Larbrook and Lucas. And then before that, I used to work on Bloodhound missiles.
Right, I think this is a good moment for me to dart up as well.
Okay, mate.
I will see you Friday, if not before.
Carl, look forward to it, James, as always.
See you later, all.
Yep, the pleasure's
See you,
been yours,
James.
mate.
Bye.
Take
Bye,
care.
James.
Mate. Bye. And then there were two.
Yeah.
So you're looking forward to getting back to the sessions then?
I am really looking forward to it, Steph.
Yeah, it's really disappointing because I had I just started up a second one and I had a third one to get going when this happened. So it's just building up again.
I'm gonna have a second one now for Friday evening.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's a few people can't make it during the day, so we're going to have another one in the evening time, Friday evening.
All right, cool. Because I did mine. Started mine's the one I had running. Started at 3:15 and ran through till 7:15 on a Monday. So if people wanted to pop in, they could.
Yeah, well, mine starts of a Wednesday from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock.
Cool.
And then we're going to have another one on the Friday evening from 7 to about 9, 9:30.
Cool.
We're going to have a few of the guys from the Warhammers coming in.
All right, nice.
Yeah, seemingly it's very big over here now. It's massive over here.
Yeah.
Still all modelling at the same time. It's just different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
You do miss it when you get into sort of a pattern.
Yes. Oh, I miss it terribly.
Yeah.
It's that one day of the week where you get to interact with like-minded people.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I enjoy doing this. Absolutely love doing this.
It's still not the same though.
No, it's not. It's not the same at all. Because you don't have the
buddy sort of system.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what takes a lot of cities don't understand, when it comes to things like that.
Yeah. No, they don't. They don't get. Okay, some of them get the sense of humour.
Yeah.
But they just don't understand that camaraderie. The fact that actually I don't want to talk about it. Just let me crack on.
Yeah.
And they're like, but surely you need to talk about it. What I need and what I want are two different things. You just got to accept that those don't involve you.
Yeah. Do you miss it, Steph? Do you?
What, being in?
Yeah.
Sometimes. But sometimes I sit there and think, I wish I'd have stayed in. And there's sometimes where I sit there and think, thank God I didn't stay in.
Right.
I was stationed in Scotland, in Germany, at Larbrook.
Right.
Up until 1990. and I found in late '89 that my old dear had been diagnosed with breast cancer. So spoke to my Django, junior engineering officer. He said, right, leave it with me. We'll get something sorted. Spoke to my SNEC as well. He said, yep, leave it with me. We'll get something sorted. By Christ, did they sort it. I ended up being posted to Pig in Scotland, and my mum lives on the Isle of Wight. So that was a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I went downhill from there, mate.
Right.
Ended up getting injured. Skiing. Ruptured my cruciate ligament. So I ended up not working for 6 months. Ended up having to learn to walk again. And became depressed. But then, forces being forces, didn't understand it. Always being a twat and all the rest of it. And I'll be honest with you, I was an absolute arsehole. I was a manipulative twat. And I know I was, but I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
So I ended up walking into the FMO's office one morning, sitting down in front of him, and he said, right, what's up? I said, well, I sit there on my bed every night and look at my light fitting and wonder if it'll hold me. Next thing I know, I'm on a plane down for a Brides, straight in the car to Rawton, ding-dilling. Trick cycling, making baskets.
Oh,
to be honest with
nice.
you, best thing I ever did was go and see the shrink.
We were never allowed to talk about it.
No,
if you talked about it, you were known as the weak link.
Yeah.
And if you did talk about it, your mates made fun of you. Because I know the shrink I seen over here in Portadown. To be quite honest with you, he was a knob. A complete nutter one. Basically, didn't believe a word I was saying. And 17 years later, I've been diagnosed with severe PTSD and anxiety and depression.
Yep.
And how they went from that to there's nothing wrong with them, I still can't work that out in my head.
No, I know exactly what you mean. And people are too scared to associate with you because they think they'll catch it. Or they'll get tarred with the same brush.
Correct. I know boys I served with there wouldn't even talk to me till this day.
Yeah, it's so demoralising. And the thing is, though, you then start to push people away from you. And
the only thing I would say, I had a good partner, Julia. She has stuck by me through thick and thin.
Bless her. Is she blind?
Sometimes I ask her that, if you know what I mean. But honestly, I don't know where I would be without
her. Swinging from a tree, mate.
Pablo, yeah. But I must say now, this here, Models for Heroes, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You know, every one of you guys have supported us boys over here in Northern Ireland is brilliant.
Well, somebody's got to.
You wouldn't believe it. There is nothing like this over here in Fermanagh. Fermanagh has been forgotten about.
It's scary, mate.
It is
really, really scary how easy it is. Unless you've been there, you don't know how easy it is to fall between those cracks.
It took me a long time to admit there was something wrong with me.
I learned that fairly early on. But it's only recently where you've been able to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'll be blunt and honest with you. If it wasn't for Models for Heroes, I started off as a beneficiary. Now I'm a volunteer.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that and my other half, I really would be swinging.
It's scary that wee thin line we walk.
Oh, it is. That is petrifying. What helped me was I watched something on YouTube. It's called "You're Not in the Forces Now."
Yeah.
It's done by an Aussie guy. Give me a sec. I'm going to dig it out. And I watched that, and it just made sense, and it just went click, 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 click. Right. Here we go. Click. Right. And yeah, You're Not in the Forces Now. It's about an hour long.
Yeah.
But it's well worth a watch.
Might watch that this afternoon. So I might.
Yeah. And it goes through everything, explains about our trigger buttons and how we work and what happens when we're told to do something.
Yeah.
It's just, it so rings so many bells, and it explains so much to me.
Well, I know I can't watch the news and stuff like that there because it just drives me bad.
Oh yeah, it does me.
And especially when I seen them riots there, on TV. Knocked me for 6 last week, and I mean knocked me for 6.
Yeah.
I ended up breaking models and everything else. I was not bad of humour. I just took one of my episodes and that was it.
I'm very lucky I don't have episodes. I'll have days where I'm a right stroppy twat.
Yeah.
Lisa tends to steer clear of me, just leave me alone, and tells me to fuck off in the shed and make models.
Yeah.
But I think that's the worst I get. So I'm fairly lucky there. I've never been diagnosed with PTSD, but Lisa keeps saying to me, "I'm sure you've got a mild form of it." Maybe I have. I
done that old test, from the psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
I walked into Leland Centre on the Thursday, and I was speaking to a wee doll in there, and she just looked at me and she says, "Gary, can you fill out this form?" Filled out this form, and she ran away. And the next thing, that evening, I got a phone call to say that Dr. Art was going to see me on Friday.
Yeah.
And he went through a few things with me, and he said, "Gary, you're very high up there in the PTSD, 73%.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's just a fine line you walk.
Oh, Christ, yeah. And if you've got a good support network of people who understand you and are there for you, it makes such a huge difference.
You wouldn't believe it. There's boys in the modelling club with me, will be older than myself. Now they're about 60s and their 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to admit, them guys there are fantastic.
Yeah.
I have an ex-para and an ex-full-time home service soldier, and brilliant bunch of lads, and I mean brilliant.
Yeah, they get you.
Yeah, they do get you. I know that the persecutors looks at us, sometimes saying that's a bit of dark humour, if you know what I mean, that we laugh at.
Oh, yes.
I think it's through every one of us that we do have a dark sense of humour.
Well, it's because of the stuff we have to deal with every day.
Yeah.
All the training and everything. I was working with explosives every single day of my career.
Oh.
I was an armourer. Used to work on weapon systems, ejector seats. We had one lad on the squadron, sat in the crew room one day, and he said, "Back in the way, guys." Walked into jet, unpulled the pin out of the ejection seat, pulled the handle and blew himself into the roof of the hangar.
Oh, boys, dear.
It couldn't easily be done as that. I was walking through the hangar and there's this loud bang, turned around, and one of the guys had been leant over the seat, putting the seat in, and he'd had a metal bolt go through his arm, which was followed by paracord. And luckily, that went through. It went straight between the two bones in his forearm, and the nylon coming through cauterized the wound. So he just snip either side and took him down the med centre.
No.
It's as you say, it's a very fine line.
Yeah.
We walk.
Well, here, Steph, I'm going to have to mosey on. I'll see you this evening.
Yes, I should be. I'll try and jump on this evening.
No problem, Steph. Hey, see you this evening, mate.
And you, take care.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye. Right then, guys. So that's it then. The end of today. Thanks for watching. You take care, guys, and hopefully we'll see you all tonight.